Okay. Bye now.
Bye-bye. It is it's the 30th of April. This is Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Yom Aleph Erev Pesach. Wow.
Hey, Phil, nice to see you.
Hi, how you doing? How's the holiday?
Baruch Hashem. Holiday was good. How about with you?
Good.
Okay. Very good. So we are close to the middle of Gimel Amud Beis. Don't know. Let's see.
Hello, Kasha.
Hello, Kasha.
That's where I think we are.
Hello, Kasha. Where's hello, Kasha?
First on the line is Mechayvin.
Oh. Piv ein mechayvo mamon hodos baldin kamedim dummy. Maybe we should, in any case, we should, let's see, we should really, what is it that we're talking about over here? We got right in the middle of something. Wow, we're right in the middle. How much further do we have until we get to the end of it? Oh no end in sight. Oh wow. We're in the deep end and there's no end in sight. That's it. That's Baba Mitzia. Okay, so
How about if we go back to My Salo Tana, Tehei, where it introduces Rab Chia's teaching. That's on the previous page. Three
on the
A,
previous page. Yeah.
near the bottom.
Yeah, Tani Reb Chia. Yeah, I think that would be the best thing to do over here. Yeah, very good. Tani Reb Chia.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly where that is. Tana Reb Chia.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, it's the two dots. There's I think it was 14 lines from the bottom up. First word in the line is Mibal Habayis, and then there's two dots. And then we go to Tani Reb Chia.
Okay, I think I know where you are. Let me see if I can find it in the. Yeah, I got it. It's 3A3 on the top of the right-hand column.
Okay. Got the place, Phil?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Okay, Lou, you want to take over the reading of the Gemora? Tani Reb Chia.
Tane Rab Chia. Rab Chia taught Mana li biyadcha. You owe me a mana. V'hala omer ein lecha biyadi klum. I ain't got nothing of yours. V'ha'adim Ha'edim me'idin oso sheyesh lo chamishim zuz. But the witnesses testify for the plaintiff that he is owed 50 zuz. So the witnesses
Right.
testify that he owes half of what is being claimed.
Right.
No sein lo chamishim zuz v'yishba al hashar. The defendant has to give to the plaintiff 50 zuz, and he has to swear. The defendant has to swear to the plaintiff regarding the other 50 zuz. Shelo tehei hodas piv gedola macha adas edim mikol v'chomer. Because the admission of his own mouth should not be greater than the testimony of witnesses from a kol v'chomer. Meaning, if the defendant had said, I admit I owe you 50, then he'd have to swear that I don't owe you the other 50. That's more of a mixas.
Yeah, this is Torah mandated shvua.
Right. So in this case, instead of the defendant admitting that he owed 50, the witnesses testified that he owed 50. So Reb Chia is saying these two cases are comparable. The testimony of the witnesses is compared to the testimony of the defendant. And Reb Chia says, I can teach you from a kol v'chomer that the testimony of the witnesses is just as strong as the testimony of the defendant. Therefore, if the testimony of the defendant causes him to be required to swear, so kol v'chomer, the testimony of the witnesses should cause the defendant to have to swear.
There is a kal v'chomer here. Okay, so now we're going to get to the kal v'chomer. Do we have a Rashi before that? Oh yeah. Yeshava al ashar.
Shover shells, he'll swear on the remainder amount. Should I start that Rashi? Do you see where it is, Lou?
No, I don't. I see it. Yeshava al hashar. Yes, I see it.
Okay, he swears on the remaining amount. Kedin motive of mixas, like the law of admitting a partial admission. Taina is the claim. She'amra, that he says, Torah, the claim that the Torah says, Yishaveh, you will swear on it. Kedalifla, we learn Bishulas, we learned the Bishua stuff, Lamed Tes Amid Base. Nechi of this who Zeh, the Afagav, the Zelo, hold on, even though this one doesn't admit. Harayesh Adim, there's witnesses. The mixa, a part of it. Below Tehe Kodan, there's no admittance of his mouth. Gedola, that's greater, Chayav al-Ashar, to make him chayav on the remaining part. Hashua, me'adata eda, from the testimony of witnesses.
Mhm. Okay. Now we have and this is going to be proven from a Kal V'chomer. And just Rashi just says, "Mikav diramas Kal V'chomer lekaman meforish my Kal V'chomer." Later on, the Gemora is going to explain what is the Kal V'chomer that we are talking about. That's going to be, where is that going to be? It's going to be on the other side of the page. Okay, so, and now we continue with the statement of Reb Chia. This is Reb Chia. Looks like he's going to be continuing to speak. The Tana Tuna.
The Tana Tuna. And our Tana has taught Shnayim Ochazim B'talis Ze Omer Ani Mitzasicha B'kule. Two are holding a talis. One says, I found it, etc. Haba Kevan de Safin, de Safis.
Even the toughest.
Pardon?
Since he's Kevin the toughest. Since he's holding on to.
Since he's holding on to the cloak, Anan, Sahade, Demai, De Safin, Hai, Dide, Ahu, Umai, Disafin, Disafis, Hai, Dide, Hu. It is as if we are witnesses that what this one holds is his. And what this one holds is his. Okay. Vikatane Yishava, and we learned that they swear. Okay, so this is the basis of this is the background of the Kol V'chomer. When we have our case of the talis, two are holding, we make them swear, we can make it parallel to our case by saying it's as if each one admits half. Each one says half is mine. My shalo tehe hodas piv.
Oh, Lou, 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. Before we go further, let's take a look at this. There's a Rashi here on this deduction that the Gemara is making over here.
Okay.
So we're up to Rashi. I read the Tanatuna. I read the Kal V'chomer actually. So we're up to Tanatuna. Divert Maskell Tanatuna. The end of the line.
They said it's good from Kal V'chomer. It says it can explain later on. Tanatuna, the Tanator, the Hine Didan, and it is that it's his. Is
Tanadidan. Our Tana.
Our Tana is a support for his.
The DD to him, to me.
Is a support to me. It's a support to me.
Yeah, so says Rabbi Chia. Rabbi Chia is saying our Mishnah of Shnayin Oxim Betalis, and they got to swear, both of them, is a support. Rabbi Chia says this Mishnah is supporting my statement. Now we're gonna figure out how it is, because the Gemora doesn't really explain it. Rashi is hopefully going to explain us. So let's continue with Rashi. Dibra Maskel Ze Omer Chulei.
Ze Omer Chulei. This says, Vekatani Shnehem, and it was taught that both of them Yeshiva should swear.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And now there's it seems to be the Rashi is out of order. We're looking for the next two Rashis. Anan Sahade, the Madatuf is high.
Anan Zahari, we testify on that, on what that this one is holding it. How you even plug it, that they divide it.
Hainu Palga. Anan Sahade. It's like an expression in the Gemora. We testify, meaning really we hold that this is the din in halacha. We Anan Sahade, we say that my the toughest high, this that the Jew number one is holding on to this end of the talus. Didehu belongs to him. There's a presumption that what he's holding on to belongs to him. And the question is, what's the high that he's the Maida Tough is high. What exactly is he holding on to? We know he's holding on to the talus, but Rashi identifies that what the Gemara means is he's holding and he's got so to speak in his possession hainu, that is to say a palga, a half of the talus. And likewise, the other one who also is holding on to the talus, and he's holding on, just like the Jew number one, he's holding on also to more or less half of the talus. So each one is presumed to be the owner of that amount of the talus that he's holding on to it and in control of. And if you'll say and we find in the, so that's like a legal presumption in the halacha that but nevertheless the Gemara says that the Mishnah says rather that we don't give it out to either one of them unless both of them swear to the fact that they don't own any less than half the talus, and each one of them has to make that shavua. So now, what can we conclude from that that din that the Mishnah tells us? How does that support to Reb Chia? Rashi hopefully is going to explain us in this next Rashi. Didehu.
Didehu. Let me see. I'm trying to look where I have the Didehu. Okay. Didehu, and it's his.
right? In other words, the rule is my the toughest high. That high is referring to Jew number one. This one is holding on to the talus. Didehu, we say that it's his. And likewise for the other one.
Okay, it's his. Let me go to the Dehu. Shahare Muzak, that he's in front of him. The Hare Hu, and this one, Tovea, who claims this one who claims all of it.
Tovea is Kulai.
Is Kother. And his friend is denying all of it. She'ama Kolosh Lake. The other one's down. The other one is claims it's all mine. And what you have you grabbed in your hand, even what you grabbed in your hand. The Anu Me'idim would testify to She'eslo Bo Mixat, and that you have part of it. The V'chayivim et you chayiv her b'shua to take a shuba al hashar on the remaining amount. The Hainu that would be chetzi, half of it. She'ekev latzmo, that he's holding back for himself.
Right. So Baruch Hashem, Rashi has explained us what's the legal analysis that the Gemora the Rav Chia is saying that this Mishnah supports him. So the way that Rashi explains it is because based upon our Anan Sahade, it's like we testify. We testify that what? We testify that the Jew number one who's holding on to his portion of the talus, that's like witnesses come along and say, Jew number one, he owns half of the talus. That's Anan Sahade that is created based upon the fact that he's toughest, that he's holding on and is in physical control of half of the talus. And what's the other one? The other one is really got the same thing. He's got the same thing too. He's also got an Anan Sahade that he's got half of the talus. So although each one of them is claiming that the whole talus belongs to them, each one. Jew number one says the whole talus belongs to me. I picked it up first. And Jew number two says, no, I picked it up first. The talus belongs to me 100%. So even though that is so, so therefore, in other words, Rashi says that we're analyzing the response of the other person against the Anan Sahade as he's a kofar bakol. He doesn't admit to anything that the other person is saying. Each one has got testimony, so to speak, that he owns half the talus. So therefore, if we analyze it in that way, so this case is really exactly what Rabbi Chia is saying. When you got witnesses that testify to half of the amount, so then the other guy has got to swear about the other amount and say no, he doesn't owe that amount. And in this case here too, he's basically swearing and saying, but the other half belongs to me. The other half belongs to me. So each one that's the way it's that is the thing. Each one in regard to the other one is saying against the other one's Anan Sahade but I own the other half. And we require him to make a shvua on that. So we see at the end of the day that not only an admission requires a Jew to make a shvua on the rest of the amount in question, but also testimony requires even if he is a kofar bakol, it requires him to make a shvua on the remaining amounts. Okay. Now, so now that's very nice. That's what Rav Chia said. Now the Gemora is going to investigate and analyze and challenge Reb Chia. We go back to Lou.
Okay. My shalot tehei hoda'as piv gedola me ha'ada'as edim mikol v'chomer. Okay. What is it that we say for the admission of his own mouth shall not be greater than the testimony of witnesses, as can be demonstrated from a kol v'chomer? What is Reb Chia talking about when he says this? Shelo tomar hodas piv hu de ramya rachamana shavua alei kidiraba. So that you should not argue. It is only in the case of the defendant's own admission that the merciful one imposed an oath upon him. As Rabbah says, the Damar Rabbah mipnei ma amra Torah moda miktsas ha ta'ana yishava. Barabbas said, why did the Torah say one who admits part must swear? Chazaka ein adam meiz panav bifnei bal chovo. It's a presumption. We presume that a person will not be so brazen in the face of the creditor. V'hai b'chulei ba'ei nediv perei. Thus, this defendant would not deny the entire claim. Vaha delo kafrei mishum de'ein adam meiz panav. And that which he did deny it is because a person cannot be so brazen. And that which he did not deny it entirely. And the reason that he didn't deny it entirely is that he couldn't be so brazen to deny it entirely. But he could be brazen enough to deny it partially.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, let's see. We got a Okay.
You want me to go on? There's a the high.
Okay, yeah, let's go on.
The high de kule boe de lo de lay. And really, this defendant would want to admit the claim in its entirety. The high de lo o day, and the reason that he does not admit the entire claim is that ish temute hu dika mishtamet mine. He is simply evading the creditor. Savar ad dehayu li zuze u faratna le. And he's thinking, that is the defendant is thinking, until I have money and then I'll pay him. So he's thinking, I'm not being dishonest. I just don't want to admit right now that I don't have the money. But when I get the money, I'll pay him and everything will be fine. Amar Rachamana Rame Shavua Ale Ki Hechi Delode Le Ki, I'm sorry, Bechule. Therefore, the merciful one said, impose an oath on him so that he will admit the claim in its entirety, rather than swear falsely.
Right. So in other words, what the Gemara is doing over here, the Gemara asked on Reb Chia. Reb Chia says, I've got a kavachomer to prove to you that the admission from the mouth is not a greater obligator of a shvua than testimony of witnesses. So the Gemara says, why would we have thought such a thing? That it is a greater obligator of a shvua. And on that, the Gemara is bringing this din with the rationale of Rava, why it is that the Torah says there's a motive of mixus, that we make him swear on motive mixus. And we got 2 minutes, and I think if we want to just push further over here, just to see the answer that the Gemara is going to give over here. That involves just reading a couple more lines in the Gemara. In other words, up until now, we've seen why it is that somebody who admits in part, he's got to make a shvua. That was what Rava told us. But now the Gemara is going to say, but somebody who doesn't make any admission at all, and just witnesses come and say that he owns half, he's not in the same situation. He's not the same character that this person before that the Torah says makes a shvua. And therefore, we would have thought that in such a case, he who was kofar bakol would not make a shvua.
Right, because he already was brazen. So either he's telling the truth or he's just a totally brazen person.
Right? Either he's telling the truth, that he doesn't owe anything, or on the other hand, that he is kofar bakol. So then the Gemara just says, Aval hadas edin delekala me'mahachi, that you can't say like this, emalo. The svara of Rava doesn't apply over here. The svara of Rava is that really the guy would like to admit, but he just wants to push it off until he gets money. and then he'll pay. He's not trying to totally evade the obligation altogether. And so, in such a case, we want that's the case that the Torah says make this person swear, and if so, he's in order to get him to really admit on the full amount, because we trust that he's not going to make a false shvua. But in the case where somebody didn't make an admission like that, so the whole rationale of Rava doesn't apply, and therefore we would have said that the Torah, according to the rationale of Rava, if that's the whole reason why he's got to make a shvua in the Torah, so that rationale doesn't exist when he's a kofer b'kol, so therefore there would not be a shvua in such a case. And that's the reason why we would have thought that Hodas Piv is greater Machayev of a shvua than Ha'adas Eidim. Okay. All right.
Go
So
ahead,
that's what we.
Rabbi. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Everybody have a great day.
So we're
Take care.
going to stick to this schedule for until forever, I guess, theoretically.
Okay.
Okay.
At least for the next few days. Bez Hashem.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Gotcha. Hey.
Have a good day.
Okay.